Prince of Wales is now King Charles. And turns out that the royals, including King Charles, really like the finer things in life. And so there was an article published earlier this week by The List that literally lists what his demands are. Okay, some of his staff spilled the beans for the Amazon Prime docuseries Serving the Royals Inside the Firm. And here's what we know. Okay, Prince Charles has specific bedtime related demands. And that's according to what his butler says. Charles has a number of bedtime specific demands, including the ironing of his pajamas. Yes, the clothes that he sleeps in. Charles also requires his bed sheets to be ironed too, which is insane. It is insane. If you iron your bed sheets, you have too much time on your hands. Like normal people, like don't do that. Don't waste your time with that. Just put the bed sheet on. Put the fitted sheet on. You're a hero if you wash your sheets weekly. You are. You're a hero for doing that. So just be happy with that. You don't need any more than that.
I'm going to defend him in a minute.
Okay, let me continue. I know you can't wait. You can't wait. He's like itching for it. He's like Charlie Kirk on any broadcast. Like, can't wait. Anyway. Okay. Let me give you.
It's a good idea. I'm going to defend it.
Each sheet can take up to an hour to press. By the way, I don't even iron my clothes. I just can't do it. Can't win with it. Let's get to the next one. His morning routine is also pretty lavish. His pajamas are pressed every morning. His shoelaces are pressed flat on an iron. The bath plug has to be in a certain position. I don't know what that means. What is a bath plug? Anyway, and the water pressure has to be just tepid in a bathtub filled only half full. Whatever, that stuff seems weird, but it's fine. The king even has his valets squeeze 1 inch of toothpaste onto the toothbrush every morning. Go ahead, Cenk. Go ahead and defend him, please. Please defend him.
Oh, I'm totally going. Look.
Yeah. You want someone to squeeze toothpaste on your toothbrush for you, Cenk?
Yeah, could be. Okay, hold on. So first of all, if your shoelaces aren't ironed, I mean, how do you go throughout the day? I don't understand. I'd be a nervous wreck. Isn't anyone going to iron these shoelaces? Okay. So, guys, obviously I'm not defending the absurdity of the request, okay? But the guy's a king. I mean, he was a prince before he's a king now, and that's the whole point of being a king, asking people to do absurd things for you. You can't complain about absurd requests from a king. If you do, well, then don't have one. Don't have a king. But if you have a king, squeeze his goddamn toothpaste for him and iron those bed sheets, okay? Otherwise, to end the royalty. But if you don't end the royalty, if you're a king and you can't make absurd requests, what the hell's the point of being a king?
All I can think about, no. Well, look, you're trying to make an argument about ending this whole like ceremonial monarchy thing, which I agree with. But like, we're talking about individuals who don't really have power. It's just like a cute traditional thing that they've kept in place, right? But honestly, the only thing I could think about as I was reading this story was Downton Abbey, because these days that's like all I think about. Okay. I know that being rich and powerful means that you have an endless supply of people dedicated to doing everything for you. So like when I watch Downton Abbey, all the ladies have ladies' maids, right? Which means they literally have a dedicated person who dresses them, who brushes their hair, who does their makeup. They have people around them 24/7. And to me, that is literally torture. That is torture. I would do anything to escape that reality. The idea of having someone by my side 24/7 to help me get dressed or do my hair, to do all these like random things that I could easily do myself, blows my mind. It blows my mind. Why would anyone want to be around other people for the entirety of their life, day in, day out? Crazy. It's crazy to me. I will squeeze my own toothpaste and dress myself if it means that I don't have to be around people.
Yeah, well, first of all, you're like that to begin with. But unlike you, I actually like other human beings. But even so, I would flee the monarchy so quickly. So, look, if I was going to be a real king, now we're having a conversation. Okay.
Mhm,
And ain't
mhm.
nobody complaining about my toothpaste. Okay. You'll squeeze and you'll move the F on. Okay. So those are the good old days of being a king. But nowadays, you're just a public spectacle. They've turned the kings into court jesters, and they, wheel them out there, and they go, "Doo, doo, 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 hello, everybody," and they do that wave, king or queen, and so I think it's a miserable experience. All those people are around you. You have all these expectations, all these duties, these responsibilities that you never asked for, right? And so I wouldn't want to be born into that. You're literally being born into being a clown, if you ask me. Okay, I totally agree with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They should run. They already have the fame. They already have the wealth. What do they need that clown show for? But if you're going to make the poor son of a gun go through all of that stuff, damn the toothpaste. Iron his sheets, okay? Like, I don't iron. You're going to be shocked to find out. I don't iron any of my clothes.
Yeah, no, Cenk, you don't.
With that. Okay.
Cenk the other day asked me, "Hey, what do you think of my shirt?" Because he wanted to see if I could notice that his shirt was so old that the collar was like severely frayed. Severely frayed.
And that was on air. Okay.
He was the CEO. He's the CEO of the company. He's the CEO. But Cenk, we're millionaires, right? We're millionaires.
Well, my favorite thing is, no matter what money anybody has, there's this site that makes up the number. Just
I know.
No facts, no nothing. But since everyone on the internet is super gullible, they all believe it. They're like, oh, no, some rando page on the internet said it. It must be true. It doesn't even have an article. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't have any facts. It's not like, oh, but it got this from there. Like, no, it just makes up a number. And everybody's like, oh, well, we know you have them, man. We know your sheets are getting ironed. I bet your shoelaces even get ironed.
Yeah, we work for a private company. Salary information is not public. So those websites are based on literally no evidence. But it doesn't matter. People will believe it. And it is incredible that in a 15-year time span, my net worth has been $2 million and it's gone unchanged. Completely unchanged. My net worth is $2 million for the last 15 years. Anyway,
Anna, there's some chance that I got promoted because mine was $5 million for 15 years. And now, the other day, somebody tweeted at me. They're like, oh, yeah, look at this. The internet says you were 10 million. I was like, oh, I doubled. Oh, man, I got to go tell everybody. It's party time. So as long as we're making stuff up. By the way, speaking of money, they also talk about how the king has where he gets his money. And so before, he was like playing patty cakes, a couple million here or there per year. Not that he needs it. What does he need it for? Is he going to go out to get curry? I mean, he has all this stuff taken care of anyway, right? What's he going to do?
Is he a wonton killer?
Yeah. Anyway, but now that he's the king, he gets a different estate that is worth about $1 billion. Okay. Again, so what? What would he do with it? But either end it or accept the absurdities of the system.